How's it going, everyone? Mega Mashers here, and I present you guys another Pokemon Showdown showcase featuring Team Central. And I gotta say, I am very, very proud of this team. I have won more battles than I have lost so far on my epic comeback into Pokemon battling. And I gotta say, for me being rusty as fuck, I'd say I'm doing pretty good. I mean, my ranking is, 1,300 plus. It's not that good compared to some other people who are fucking experts at battling, but, one battle at a time, one day at a time. Hopefully I'll get up there back on the ladder someday. So, the first battle I am going to feature you guys is actually a battle that I've lost. And you know what? I really don't give a fuck about the fact I lost. This was a great battle. And I'll tell you how it was a great battle. It's the fact that I battled against someone who was cool as fuck. And, even after the battle, we shot the shit. And he actually wanted me to send him my Facebook link and add me. And right thereafter, he subscribed to my channel. So a big, big fucking shout out to him. And it just goes to show that it really doesn't matter whether you win or lose. I mean, unless you're looking to rank up really high. But it's like, if you're doing this just for the fun of it, it's like, the great thing about battling is if you battle against someone who is very friendly, then you really don't give a fuck about winning and losing. It's about two people who respect the hell out of each other and just battle it out with 6 of their favorite Pokemon. But anyways, holy fuck, enough rambling on. Let's get on with this battle! Woo! So, you see here, I lead off with my not my Manectric, whoa, what the fuck, no, my Raikou. He leads off with his Drill and the Excadrill, and I'm like, okay, I can't do shit to this thing. So I bring out my Gliscor, he sets up his Stealth Rocks. I get that Poison Heal going. So he goes for the Iron Head, doesn't do that much. I go for the Stone Edge specifically to pop his Balloon. That way he'd be susceptible to Ground-type attacks. I knew at that point he'd be switching, so what I did is I ended up going for Stealth Rocks on my own. And this next turn, I was thinking I could live any attack, especially, even if it was a Water-type move, which would be something I'm weak against, but I was wrong. But on the upside, I managed to take his Azumarill down by a little more than half. So he switches out, goes back into his Drillin, the Excadrill. I take the turn right now to Mega Evolve, go for the Zen Headbutt, does a nice amount of damage. So I switch out because I don't want to lose that shit early, man. I go into my free blowjobs, and then that's when he goes for Rapid Spin, blows away my rocks. Damn it. But I go for the Dark Pulse and I take him out. And so now it's 5-5. Now the advantage could be anywhere. And I'm like, uh-oh, he brings in, I assume, his Mega Charizard X. Now the reason I switch out is because I was predicting a Dragon Dance, but I guess he predicted that and goes for the Dragon Claw, takes my fucking perfect Cell Latios out. There goes my fucking Mega Charizard X check. So I bring in my mandatory Testicle, the Manaphy, and I thought that I would be able to take him out with 2 Scalds, but I got some very unlucky damage rolls. So he goes for the Dragon Dance, and I'm like, okay, this is not good. He's gonna take me out big time. So he takes out my Manaphy, and I'm like, okay, this is not good. I'm down 3-5. Bring out my Mega Metagross, and I Bullet Punch his ass, because I do not want that thing to sweep my team. So he goes down, and then in comes in his KFC, the Azumarill, because it looks like a fucking egg. And I take him out with the Meteor Mash. So now it's 3-3. Now we're looking pretty good. But then he comes back in with the Commander. And, well, actually never brought him in yet. But, man, this thing's a fucking threat. Goes for the knockoff. Doesn't take me out, but does a nice amount. And he gets a critical hit with the Sucker Punch. But that shit did not matter. So now it's 2-3. I go back into my free blowjobs. And I take his ass out with Superpower. I fucking love Mixed Hydreigon. It's fucking amazing. Oh, wow. This thing needs to be OU. This thing's way too powerful. So I go for the Draco Meteor, and I miss. He goes for the Toxic, and it misses. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Misses all over the place. So, shout out to PokeMMD, drop a Draco. And now that's exactly what I did. Drop a Draco right on Gliscor's head. And in comes Alakazam. And he goes for the Dazzling Gleam. I'm like, okay, this is not good at all. So now it's 1-on-1. So I bring my Raikou out, and of course, he goes for the Psychic, and it does 48%. Now at this point here, I was thinking if I could get a low damage roll against me, if he uses Psychic, I would be able to win the battle, but I don't. He takes me out, and he gets the 1-0 victory, that was a great fucking game. And you know what? This is one of the losses I am proud of. If you are a good sport and you know you have fun in the battle, it's like, you know, fuck, man. I really don't care if I lose. I really don't. I mean, winning is a bonus, but the real winning comes from having a good battle and just, you know, letting it all hang out, you know? And like I said, like, this guy was fucking amazing. He deserved to win, and he added me up on Facebook and, you know, said that we should battle sometime. So definitely, my friend, we will battle sometime because you're a cool as fuck individual. So with that being said, this caps off battle number 1. It's time to get into the second battle. So the next battle I present to you is 2 of 3 battles that I have had with Team Central, the fucking amazing team, and an awesome gift from Pokemon Central, an amazing group. And if you guys are curious about it, then I'll leave a link to it in the description box down below. You guys really need to check that group out. Full of amazing people that will help you. They will straight up help you like they have helped me. But anyways, this next battle, it was a little bit confusing at first because of the way that the replay, I guess, saved it. For whatever reason, I'm on the opponent's side, and the opponent is on my side. It's like, what the fuck, man? This is going to make narrating kind of a pain. But not really, because I know how to work around that. So let's do this. So you see I'm on the other side, as I stated. So he goes for his Jirachi. I lead with my perfect sail, and I trick his ass with that Choice Scarf, crippling him. So he's locked into one move, and he locked himself into Stealth Rocks. I'm like, okay, cool. He's going to switch out, and he's going to bring in his Rotom Wash. So I'm like, okay, I'm a Psyshock you. Doesn't do that much. Leaves him with 60% of his HP. 66 with that leftovers. And I thought I'd be able to take him out with a Draco Meteor, but it doesn't take him out. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Holy shit, that's one bulky-ass washing machine. So he brings out his Landorus Steering. I'm like, okay, I need to switch the fuck out. So I switch out, and I go into one of the ultimate Landorus Steering counters, being the Drifting Body of the Gliscor. Fucking poison healing abusing motherfucker. So he U-turns out and doesn't do that much damage to me at all. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to lose Gliscor this early in the game. So I bring my Perfect Cell back out to take any attack from this guy. And to finish this guy off, I'm like, okay, I know I can do this. I can take him out. Take him out nicely with that Psyshock. So the Rotom Wash is gone. That puts me in a 6-5 lead. So he brings out his Landorus Steering. I'm like, okay, this thing's got to be Scarf. So I bring my Drifting Body of the Gliscor right the fuck back out, and he U-turns. And it's like, okay, doesn't do that much damage to me whatsoever. He brings in his Latios. Now, here's the thing. I predicted him to switch out, and I'm like, okay, now's the time for me to set up my Stealth Rocks. So, at that point here, I'm like, okay, is he going to switch out? I'm like, that's when I went for the Stone Edge, and I miss. And he goes for the Sacred Fire, and that does a shit ton. Holy fuck, that's scary. He brings his Latios back out, and I thought he was going to stay in and possibly take me out. And, of course, he switches Latios back in and does nothing. The Earthquake is completely null and void. So I bring my Perfect Cell back out, and at that point, I thought he was going to, I don't know, maybe go for Defog or something like that. So at that point, it's like, okay, I need to win the speed tie, and I do. I knock his ass out with that Draco Meteor and puts me in a 6-4 lead. So things are looking pretty favorable so far. So at that point, I didn't need Perfect Cell anymore, so I'm like, okay, I'm just going to use you as death fodder, and you'll do as much damage as you can to that Mega Heracross, which is about a third. So I bring my free blowjobs back in, fearing the Fire Blast. He goes into his Jirachi. Now, I thought I'd be able to take him out with a Draco Meteor, but obviously, when he switched into Jirachi, predicting the Draco Meteor, he took that very nicely. So he brings Jirachi back in to set up more Stealth Rocks. I'm like, okay, this is really fucking annoying. So he brings in his Landorus Steering. I'm like, okay. So I set up my Stealth Rocks again. I'm like, okay, I need to stay in because this thing obviously can't do anything to me. Goes for U-turn, which does absolutely nothing to me. Goes back into Heracross. Mega Heracross, I should say. That Stone Edge does a critical hit amount of damage, which is very nice. Took away 27% And then, of course, this time, it doesn't do that much because, well, it's an unstabbed hit, and Mega Heracross is bulky as fuck. So he bullet seeds me, doesn't do that much, and I land another Stone Edge, taking him out barely. Holy fuck, that's crazy. So at that point, he forfeited, and I end up winning the battle with a remainder of 5 Pokemon versus his 3. So, not really much to say about this battle. I mean, I thought that I played the odds quite fine. I mean, my predictions were on time and on par with pretty much everything. Otherwise, I wouldn't be in as good a position as I was in that battle at the end. So I hope you guys enjoyed this battle. It is time for one more, so stay tuned. So this last battle with Team Central that I have, I present to you another awesome battle. Rather than just explaining it, how about we just jump right into this shit? Well, first let me take the speed down to normal because I cannot narrate that fast right now. I just got off a 12-hour shift and I'm tired as fuck, so I do apologize if my narration sounded sloppy so far, but I'm doing the absolute best I can for you guys. So, woo! Let's go! Oh yeah! Get in the zone. Zone time! Play. So you see him on the other side once again. So my opponent leads off with his Tyranitar. I lead off with my Drifting Body the Gliscor. I'm like, so I'm gonna go for taunt your ass, bitch. He predicts that. Oh my god, I did not see that coming. A fucking Ice Beam Tyranitar. Things are not looking good. So I go for the Superpower. A Sashed lead Tyranitar. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? And he goes for the Ice Beam, and that freezes me. I'm like, are you? Oh my god. I was just like, okay, things are really not looking good. And of course, I get the freeze hacks, and I end up losing 2 Pokemon thanks to a lead Tyranitar, so things are really not looking good for me. So I bring out my Mega Metagross. Of course, he switches out, goes into his Excadrill, and I Mega Evolve. I go for that Bullet Punch, and that actually does a decent amount to Excadrill for being a resistant hit. What the fuck? So I go into my Perfect Cell, predicting an Earthquake. So at that point there, I'm like, okay, I need to do something here. So I go into my Mandatory Testicle, predicting for him to switch out. It goes back into Tyranitar. I'm like, okay, it's do or die at this point. I need to set up. But of course I don't. I just need to take this thing the fuck out. So I take him out with Scald. And of course, he still has a 5-4 lead on me, so I really need to get my shit together here. And of course, I go for the Energy Ball on Gyarados, and it doesn't do that much at all. And he goes for the Dragonite. I'm like, oh shit. Things are not looking good right now. I'm like, okay. He goes for the Bounce, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, okay, this is different. Normally I'd expect like an Earthquake and Ice Fang kind of set, not a Bounce. That's different. So anyways, at this point here, I'm like, I do not want to lose my Manaphy. So predicting for him to go for Bounce, there he goes. Of course, he bounces on me, does not do that much. And I go for that Zen Headbutt, take his ass out. So now that puts me on a 4-4, I wouldn't even call it advantage, but it's an even playing field. So of course I switch the fuck out, go back into my Perfect Cell. And I predicted a Fake Out, and I knew I was going to be able to take that. And of course, me being Scarf, I outsped that Megalopunny and took his ass out. So that puts me in a 4-3 lead. And of course, Talonflame. God dang Talonflame. Fuck! I hate that thing. And a crit! I live with a clutch! What the hell? Holy shit! Clutch HP at 1?! Oh, dude, that's fucking ace, man! Oh, man, this Mew caused me a lot of problems, you piece of shit! So, anyways, I bring in my Raikou. I keep thinking this thing's Manectric. Well, that's because of its fucking nickname. Anyways, so I switch back out into my Mandatory Testicle, the Manaphy, and I'm like, okay, I can pretty much take this thing out, so I go for the Scald, and it doesn't do that much, but it burns the Mew, and of course I get burnt too. Fuck. That's kind of annoying. Oh, man. So I did not predict this in Energy Ball, so this has got to be like a specially based Mew or something. Like, what the fuck, man? That's crazy. So I bring my Metagross back out, take his ass out with that nice, crisp-ass Bullet Punch. And now it's 3-2. And of course, Talonflame comes in. And I'm able to take him out with the Bullet Punch with the crit. I'm not sure if that crit mattered. I'll have to do some calcs on that shit. So anyways, I go for the Ice Punch on his Excadrill. He takes me out with the Earthquake. Okay, fair enough. But the advantage is in my lead now, because now I can bring my fucking clutch Perfect Cell to take his ass out. And that grabs me the 2-0 victory. Holy shit, man. This right here was a fucking insane battle. All 24 turns of it, but perhaps the biggest thing that stood out was the clutch 1% HP survival for Latios. And Latios turned out to be a fucking asset in this battle. Holy shit. Oh my god. What a great way to end this video and this trio of battles. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please do not forget to leave a rate, comment, and subscribe. And I will do the absolute best I can to keep firing off videos like these. Because for me getting back into battling, I fucking love it, man. Like, all this is reinvigorating my battle spirit. I thank everybody responsible for this. So anyways, woo! Have a good one, guys.